Welcome everyone to a Better Official Live. We are live on a Friday morning at the end of the basketball season. As things wind down but intensity increases, welcome everybody to the live stream. I am super excited to be here. We've got I'm here with my tech team. I got Gus and Oliver helping me on the show today, and they have introduced a couple of wrinkles. Uh-oh. We'll see what happens with that. Oh my. I hope everybody's having a great one, and I hope everyone has a really big game tonight, right? It's Friday, it's mid-February. In most parts of the country, I think this is a key moment of the season, possibly playoffs, possibly league playoffs, section playoffs, state playoffs. Things are done differently around the country. But here in the San Francisco Bay Area, things are definitely heating up in terms of intensity and importance of games. And I hope everyone has a great one on their schedule tonight. As Uncle Phil says, biggest game of the season tonight, right? Fantastic. So it's an exciting part of what we do as basketball officials. We do those games, those 85 to 32 games, where it's just game management from the very outset. But we are always working to improve our skills so that when we get the game, the important game, we are there to officiate that game to the best of our ability and do service to the game. Okay, I am going to, give me just a second, do a little house cleaning here. My tech team is not infallible, let's just put it that way. No, they are not. Let's see. Let's see. I want to go there. I want to go there. Put that back there. Go there. There. All right. Changing the audio there. Maybe improved, maybe not. Who knows? Who knows with this tech team I've got going here? Good morning, Gary Mouton from Humble, Texas. The Zooch is feeling the impending end of the season coming soon. Gregory Handy from Alaska bringing it. Minus 11 in Fairbanks. I have to tell you, Gregory, Mike Goodwin, yesterday afternoon here in the beautiful San Francisco Bay Area, 85 degrees. 85 degrees and sunny. I guess down in LA for the Super Bowl, they are experiencing similar weather. Yeah, it's what we got. We have to struggle through, right? It's like, oh, this is really kind of warm. But somehow we soldier on. We soldier on. The Zooch displaying a confounding lack of good judgment. Says take the over. We are plowing ahead this morning. We are plowing ahead. And from the consistently renamed state of Connecticut, Billy Mack says he is exhausted. Send help. He is crushed with games. Makeup games, the schedule all gets compressed at the end of the season. Fewer officials to work the games in Billy Mack's case, and that's a recipe for overwork. Got to protect yourself there. Protect yourself in this situation. Mike Connors in the house from Tampa. Sunny 62, or 62. I guess it's always, you can never assume sunny in Florida. That's my understanding. And Jacob Kraus nailing me, below the belt possibly, as Klay Thompson misses a last-second shot that would have sent the game into overtime. The Warriors fall for their second consecutive game to the New York Knicks, falling yet another game behind the incredible Phoenix Suns, who are just killing it. We will see. They have yet to face their adversity on the season. Stan Bickler jumping in. Good to see you. Good to see you. Alan Neese and Randy Wilson bringing it from Chicago. Chris Janish from, I'm sure, warm Sioux Falls, South Dakota. We could take it. We could take it. All, all the rings, all the championship trophies. You know what I'm here to say. Jason Hayes jumping in from Missouri. Briefly, if not longer. Richard Smith, good to see you from Arkansas. Chris Lake in the house. Good morning to you. Yes, yes. Rivalry week in Arkansas. Excellent. Frank Fink jumping in. Great to see everybody this morning. And Al Kennedy bringing it from Michigan. Where is Darwin Sonata? Come on now. Yeah. We'd like a little privacy in this time as we struggle through with the birds chirping and the Yes, indeed. We appreciate. I appreciate our situation here in the Bay Area even more when I see what's going on around the country. Ray Cloak, rather. Sorry, Ray. Where's my glasses? Good morning. Critton is in the house. Critton, you can always submit plays at abetterofficial.com/submit plays, or you can email them to us at hello@abetterofficial.com. That's all good. Paradise from Minnesota. David Backen. Are goatees ever out of fashion? Ay, ay, ay. Is Les here? Did I miss Les? Excellent. Let me see if I can fix that. Yeah. Yeah, older videos, unfortunately. Oh, yeah, yoy. Okay, tremendous. I am moving. We are moving. We are doing all the things. Let me go here. Let me go here. Let me go here. We are poised for greatness. And let's take a look at the rundown today. Yeah, let's take a look at the rundown. Every Wednesday, basketball rules expert, 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern. And of course, every Friday, we look at plays, break down all of the things so we can get better as basketball officials, see mistakes that are made there so that we can not make mistakes when it's in our game, or just getting a chance to view plays and see what's going on. If you are new to the live stream, jump in the chat. Let me know where you officiate from. I'd be pleased to meet you. If you're new to me, my name is Greg Austin with The Better Official, and we craft video to help basketball officials get better. One of the ways we do that is we live stream our shows every Wednesday and Friday. We've got a fantastic group of officials in the chat. Great community, discussing plays, opinions. What are you going to do, right? We want to communicate and get better together. If you have a comment or an opinion about a play, jump in the chat, put your voice in the game. And if you take a moment now and share the stream, more officials watching, better engagement. Yeah. Billy Mack's going to put it up on his my MySpace page. Oy, oy, oy. I think I want to go here. I think we are poised for greatness. I'm going to go there. Okay, go there. All right, let's do it. All right, we're here to look at plays. 5 plays. Stick around. Greetings and welcome back to 5 Play Friday, the show where we take a look at game video, analyze all of the things so that we can get better as basketball officials. Greetings again, everybody. My name is Greg Austin with BetterOfficial.com. We craft video to help basketball officials get better and take control of their officiating career. If this is the video content you find valuable as a basketball official, make sure to do all the things. Hit the like, the subscribe, and the notify so you don't miss out on any of our new content. We live stream every Wednesday and Friday during the basketball season. Put your voice in the game. Come join us on the live stream and we can all get better together. Before we start any show, we talk about the fantastic show supporters who fuel our broadcast. Paul Figlia, Scott Calvin, Kevin Cochran, JJ Jemison, and Ted Haeder. Much appreciated and much love. If you want to support the show, there will be a link down in the show notes below. I don't know where that went. Let's see. Where am I? If you want to support the show, there will be a link down in the show notes below. Don't know where the... It's a mystery. Tech team! There's going to be hell to pay around here. Jared Wilson jumping in from frigid Spokane. Freezing fog. That'll bone chill you. But of course, West Coast freezing fog. Our Minnesota and our Alaska officials and Chris in South Dakota, they're like, that is amateur hour. Amateur hour. Les O'Connor's is in the house. Excellent. Chris Owens, good. Chicago is dominating. I don't know what's going on here, but they are taking control of the stream. Phil Uhas, excellent. Good to see you, Doc. Curling has officials, right? Come on now. I know. Aaron Bender jumping in from Wisconsin. I may be talking to Wisconsin officials next week. Bradley Beck from Colorado Springs. Excellent, excellent. Okay. Do I know what I'm doing here? Hey, Fred Thompson, again from Florida. All right. I want this here. I want this here. I want this here. Is it possible it's not my tech team and it's me? Is that possible? No, it is not. Okay. All right, today we are getting started with our very first video play. Let's take a look at play number 1. All right. So, whoops. So on this play, this play, is just a simple situation where we have a closed look on a play. This would be a play that we would look at and say, okay, this is an analyze my game video play. How did I end up? How did the crew end up in this position? What are the habits and fundamentals we have on the play? Right? Sometimes, despite our best efforts, we end up without the look that we want on the play. So this is a good play for us to look at and talk about all of the things, right? As we like to say. Ball goes into the post, right? And we've got our trail working in a low position, right? Trail has a look in this instance on the feet. Oh, I see. Has a look in this instance on the feet of this matchup that is in the center's primary. If we, in a perfect world, I think we'd want our center to move, or our lead rather, to move out and have a better angle on this play, maybe from here. But as for right now, we have great position on this play. But for some reason here, our trail now has a count on this on-ball matchup. I don't know if this is something that the crew pre-gamed, but this play belongs to the lead, right? We can help with feet on a play like this, but this play belongs to the lead. Right? And now we've position adjusted. We have this secondary defender who's digging from the outside, and we need a look on that play. We're just in a tough spot here as the trail official on this play. Right? Here we have an open look. We're in great shape on this play, but our player moves to the right. When a player, a ball handler here, moves to the right, we want to move to the left so that we can maintain an open look on the play. We're a little late in doing so on this play, and we end up with a stacked look, right? Closed looks can happen. We want to anticipate plays so that we have open looks on plays. Sometimes we guess wrong or we are slow to react. We are watching something else. Our player moves in front of us. We're not in a position. We're not able to get into position. All we can do in this instance is make the attempt to get down below and see the open look on the play. In the absence of that, we just have to use our judgment from where we are on the court. In this instance, head position really seems to be focused up as opposed to staying with our shooter. That's what appears to be the case, but we don't have a look on that play. So we didn't have a look on that play. Maybe we're disappointed that we didn't. Maybe we're unsure. Maybe we missed something, etc. But what are we going to do? We're going to move on, man. We got to get down the court. We got to officiate the next play. So this is a great example of when we analyze our game video, looking for habits and fundamentals and our reactions on plays. So in this instance, we end up here. Let's say we come down the court the next time and the coach has a question about the play, right? What are we going to do? They're going to say, how could you not call a foul on that last play? He got him right on the arm. It's just like, what are we going to do? All we could do is say, look, I was working hard. I did not have a look on that play. I did not see a foul from my angle, right? The coach is below us here a little. Of course, he's the defensive coach, but let's say it was our offensive coach, right? In this instance, he'd have a better look on this play than we do, right? Right? We just have to be aware of that and fall on our sword. So a simple play, one that gives us, though, a chance to look at all the things and analyze our game video for habits and fundamentals. Now, when we analyze our game video, we want to see, did I get the call correct? We're super curious about that, but we're always looking for the habits and fundamentals that led to either the missed call or missed no call, but just a closed look on a play and not being in the best position, etc., and the things that may have affected us, right? So this is just a great example of a play where we are going to analyze game video, looking for habits and fundamentals so that we can get better for next time. And in spite of all of our best efforts, right, sometimes we end up and we do not have the look on the play, right? We just have to own that fact. We are working hard to get that look, but sometimes events conspire, players surprise us. You know, he looked like he was going to go right, and then he immediately went left, and I had a closed look on a play. All we can do is officiate from that position the best that we can. You know, we're looking for high certainty on plays and get the plays correct. So a great play from Chris that gives us the opportunity to analyze the habits and fundamentals on a play. All right, so Chris jumps in and says, this is a pregame thing in regards to the count. All right, let's take a look. That's a good play. It's a good play. Tyler Nolan is in the house. Excellent. Michael Fixon, that name sounds familiar. Might have a play coming up. Oh. Right. Yeah, we can't tell because the camera angle is the exact same angle of the official, right? So it's a great opportunity as well, Mike, to say, well, maybe a foul occurred, but I'd be guessing. And sometimes we're in a position where we have to use our best judgment, maybe in a situation where there's some uncertainty. We can put 2 and 2 together, right? I'm going to drop this just a smidge there. Oh, you're going to get plenty of arrow today. Yeah, Mike is confused. So Chris says that was a pregame thing, right? Yeah. I think there's some John Madden memorials, broadcasts, and events here in the Bay Area coming up soon. Right. So Mike is saying, right, our focus on the feet of the leads us into a situation where we have less than ideal position on the play. That's debatable. Right. Something they pre-gamed. Yeah. Straight lined or closed look or stacked look. Stacked is I think a collegiate vernacular. Well, so Jared, that's of course the other question. If there was an obvious foul on this play, would you come from lead or center and put a whistle on this play? Like, let's say there is, in this instance, right, let's say our trail has a closed look. Our lead, I am not a fan of officiating from a closed down position. I think we should be mirroring the ball here. The lead should be wider. But this is, their defender is coming, they should have an opinion on this play. Let's say we did have elbow contact. Are you going to put a whistle on this from lead? It's an obvious foul, right? Are you going to put this? Would you come from center if you saw the elbow contact, right? Again, that's not what appears to happen on this play, but we'd have to make that, we need to have that. This would be our secondary coverage area, belongs to the trail. Maybe I perceive that they are not in a good position. Maybe I perceive that an obvious foul occurs. And if they were in a good position, I'm absolutely certain that they would call a foul. Maybe I perceive all these things, right? Something that we can pregame and put in our game, how we're going to function as a crew. Are we going to call obvious fouls when we see them? Again, in this instance, there is no obvious foul from our angle. So Mike brings up the question: is this a crew saver if there was an obvious foul on this play? Right? Is it necessary to rise to the level of a crew saver again if there's obvious contact, which there wasn't on this play? Yes, Chris has the Jets at his availability, and if you got them, use them, right? So, but do we end up with an open look on this next play? Right, so you're going to have to leave this play behind. Yeah, I would definitely want the lead to have an opinion about that play. Right? But we get an open look on that one. Right? That is important. All right. Edward, excellent. Excellent avatar. I appreciate that. Well, the sea has an open look. That is not in doubt. It's a long way away, but there are no players in between. There's nothing going on in their primary. But that is a long way to come. Okay. Let's see. Yep, pretty static. I agree, Richard. Dave Craig in the house. Chris says, right or wrong, there are situations like this where I will flat out ask that player if I missed it, right? And that is a great engagement tool in the game. You know, what I like to say is every action that we take on the court should emphasize the fact that we are here for the game. We are here to work hard for the game. The players are competing against each other, and we are here to facilitate that, adjudicate, keep it safe and fair, and allow that competition to occur, right? And so if we have an opportunity to communicate to a player, hey, on that last play, right, did he get you and I missed it, right? And they say, yeah, he got me on the elbow. It's like, man, I just could not get a look on that play. I'll try to get one next time, right? What does that say to the players? It says, I am here to work your game for you. I appreciate what you are experiencing in this competition. I'm working hard for the game. I'm working hard for you, right? And this creates an air of trust in the game. The players can trust us. The coaches can trust us to work hard and adjudicate the game. Now, 2 plays later, you might have a call, and everybody hates that call. That's we expect that in a competitive environment. But working hard for the game and communicating to the stakeholders in the game with all of our actions, with all of our body language, with all of our language that we use in our approach to the game makes, in my opinion, a better game. A better game. All right. That was fun. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, I think I'm poised. I think I'm ready. All right, let's take a look at play number 2. right. What a play. This is a good one. What do we have on this play? How are we going to adjudicate this play? What are all of the variables on this play? Oy, oy, oy. What a mess. So we have screening action on this play. Teammate of the ball handler is going to the basket. Teammate runs into the path of the defender. These are not players who are moving in parallel, right? The teammate of the ball handler, shooter, runs into the path of the defender. The defender, there is contact, larger player, smaller player, right? There is contact, maybe an extension of the arm, and the smaller player goes flying on this play. How are we going to adjudicate this one? Oy, oy, oy. That's a tough one. I'm going to put that there. So that is illegal contact by black. That is a team control foul. In the absence of a try being released, right? When the foul occurs here, make sure I'm in the right spot. Yeah. When the foul occurs here, the try has not yet been released. An offensive foul would cause the ball to become dead and no goal can be scored. If we, right? So in this instance, the officials ruled a double foul. That there was a foul both by the screener and a foul by the player essentially pushing through the illegal screen. So in that instance, where we have a double foul, would this goal count? We have a double foul. Now we know that continuous motion applies when there is a defensive foul, but not when there is a double foul. If that was the ruling on this play, this ball would become dead and that goal should not be scored. Oy, oy, oy. Right? So that is a super tough play because, first of all, officiating larger players against smaller players, right? There's always an imbalance. The smaller player runs into the larger player, no impact. The larger player runs into a smaller player, even with the same amount of energy and force, and the small player goes flying, right? And so there's an imbalance there. On this play, a double foul is ruled because the level of contact from white rose, I think. So that was the ruling on the play. You know, there's a feeling that the white player extended, embellished, anticipated, did something more at the point of contact. When you have a player, though, running into your path, a first reaction is going to be to extend something, right? And then I think we have a big player against small player vibe on this play. Our smaller player goes flying. To me, we're going with the initial foul of team control foul on this play. Others may disagree. The actions by white has to be something, but if it is dead ball contact in this instance, first of all, it happens. I mean, the reason it's dead is because the initial, the distance of time between when the foul occurs and when the contact or the reaction by the white player is so small. It's a tough play. Tough play. I've got a team control foul. The subsequent action is incidental. Sometimes, yeah. That's what I've got on this play. Tough play. Tough play. What does everybody have on this play, man? That is really hard. All right. Ay, ay, ay. That's previous play, previous play. Yes, yes. Yeah, I mean, this is just like, it's confounding a little bit, a play like this. It brings to bear so many things, um, because it's unusual, right? We don't usually see people run in the way of an oncoming freight train, right? Which is really what occurs on this play. And ay, ay, ay. Nate has team control foul on black. Player from behind is responsible. I don't think you can run in front of a player in this fashion. Torn between two lovers. Jacob's going double foul. I do not agree with that. I do not agree with that, Mike. This player. So if you are the white player, you are chasing down this ball handler. You are running fast. You are a larger player. You are running fast, and somebody is like approaching, from the side here, and they, because they're a little bit faster, are able to get in front of you partially a little bit at the end. I don't think the anticipation of, okay, this player is running into my path, I need to avoid them. They do not have that the legal ability to do so, in my judgment. Chris Healy's in the house. Hoop Ref Baller, good to see you. I'd prefer this play does not occur in my game. Because, yeah, there's a lot of yuck. Kevin Pointer said, Calvin Pointer, no shot, team control on black. I agree, Edward. I agree. I don't think White has any liability on this play. Now, some people see the extension at the end. There's some forward motion by the arms. I don't see this as an intentional displacement act. I see this more as something's in my path act, and it's just a natural reaction. And again, all of this energy. Look at this player from White. I mean, that is a freight train. That is a big player moving fast. There is a lot of energy on this play, right? They are in a full-out sprint. Yeah, I do not see liability on White on this play. Me personally, but that's me. Yes, Mike. So if the try was in flight when the foul occurred, and we did have a double foul as was ruled on this play, then the try would count. The ball would not become dead as a result of a double foul. Something to think about on this play. Chris has team control. Stan, so the question is whether the try had been released at the point of the contact, right, or the point of the foul. If the try was in the air and the double foul occurred, yes, but continuous motion would not apply here due to the double foul. Mike says she can see her. Let's take a look. Yeah, she could see her, but it's not legal screening action, right? I could see that you are about to set a screen on me, but am I responsible to avoid contact if you are not in a legal screening position? I would say on that, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Mike likes double foul as a solution to the situation, right? Maybe we're not saying we're not looking for perfection on this play. We're looking for the best thing for the game in this instance. Tom in the house from Monterey, beautiful, right? We're here in the beautiful San Francisco Bay Area, but if we're down in Monterey, we're pretty beautiful as well. Lovely part of the world. Whew. C. Leitner, if there was no contact, if this player just ran through, you can never have an illegal screen. Illegal screen is a foul. It is a contact foul in the absence of contact. Even if a player is wildly in an illegal position in the absence of contact, no. No, you cannot. But as with all good things, it's time to move on and take a look at our next video clip. Let's go. All right. A Euro step taken to the nth degree, an extreme change of direction, an extreme change in the speed of the player. What do we have on this play? Traveling is ruled. Is that the correct call? As with all traveling plays, and if we're looking at this play and we're just saying, boy, that looked really funny, right? Then we can see why people would think there's a traveling call, but it's all about when the pivot foot, when the player holds the ball with a pivot foot. Let's take a look at this play and break it down and determine when this player actually picked up and was holding the ball. At this point, they are not. They are dribbler. There was contact. No call on that. And at some point here, if it's at this point where a player is holding the basketball with their left foot on the floor, this is their pivot foot by rule. And the subsequent right foot and then returning the left foot to the floor would be a travel violation by rule. That's what was ruled here. But if the gather did not, or by gather, I mean when the player picks up the ball and is holding the basketball, doesn't occur. Oh, come on, man. If we don't determine that the player is holding the basketball until this point, with their right foot, when they gather the ball either in the air or with their right foot on the floor, then this would be a legal play. So it's all about the determination of when the player is holding the basketball. And of course, we know at other levels, NBA, right, there is something known as a gather step or a zero step. NCAA men has been instructed to treat a play like this as if it is legal, whether they gathered with the other foot or not. So we know that that's a variable on these plays. And that's something that affects the stakeholders in the game, the kids, the moves that they learn, etc. But on a Euro step play like this, the subsequent action, the step, and the a change of direction and the extreme change in the speed of the player are things that can lead us to think, well, that has to be something, right? But this play is essentially all about when that player was holding the ball. That would determine when their pivot foot was established. If that pivot foot is lifted and returned, obviously it's a travel. And if it is not, if it is lifted and not returned, in spite of this change of direction and change of speed, this would be a legal play. So that is fundamentally what we are determining on a play like this. We'd want to have certainty that they had the ball, was holding the ball with that left foot if we are going to rule a travel on the play. Anitra's in the house. She has a travel. Mike has a travel. Everybody's probably going to have a travel on this. Do we know when that player was holding the ball from this angle? We can put, super slow. Yes, I think that's really sort of the key takeaway, is this player, if they were holding the ball and thus made their footwork legal, seeing plays like this where there's such an extreme, right, the understanding of Euro steps, what is a player doing when they're Euro stepping? They are changing direction and they are changing speed, almost always the two in tandem. And they are doing that in an effort to create an open opportunity to shoot the basketball or make a pass, etc. So that is the purpose. That is the intent. That's the desired result. So we can't say, well, simply because of the change in speed or change of direction or the combination of the two, well, that's got to be something, right? We want the accuracy of understanding when the player was holding the basketball, which determines what their pivot foot is on the play. I don't know why you would say that, Critton, because they have the zero step. I don't know that I agree with that All right, a simple travel play, Euro step, extreme change of direction and speed, but just a chance to focus on, again, why this is an NFHS point of emphasis is the understanding, and always in traveling plays, understanding which is the pivot foot. And a great chance to review that on that one, but let's take a look now at our next video clip. All right, block charge play, but something that just jumps off to the screen. Man, what a small end line. Wow. Wow. We're going to hustle to the end line here to receive this play. We'll be smacking the wall. Wow. Or through the exit door. That's a tough end line to work. That's something that we experience in high school games, obviously. But we have a transition play, lead, a lot of bodies, block charge play. That player is legal. But we're going with a block. We are scoring the goal. And we have engagement with the coach. After the call. Right. So I have a charge on this play. Our defender is legal prior to the player alighting. Wait, is alighting or alighting? Prior to the player leaving the floor. Yeah, alighting is leaving the floor, right? So what are the things that we would look at on a play such as this? I'm going to go here. No, I'm going to go here. Now, we are new lead on this play. We have bodies between us, right? Would we describe our position as a strong position to receive the play and see the defender, or are we impaired somewhat? We're impaired by two things on the play. One is we have not gotten to the end line. We really have no ability to get to the end line in this situation because of the absence of space. And we have bodies in between. We need to be aware always of where our crew is. Are they potentially in a strong position? Do we have to fight for a call that we have less than perfect information about? Always a factor in our determination of when our whistle may come, when we should hold a whistle for a beat or hold the whistle for 2 beats on a play such as this. But in the end, our defender is legal, and we really have a tough look here as lead. We've got a teammate of the defender. We've got an offensive player here, offensive player here. We're not in an ideal position. We are moving. Potentially our eyeballs are bouncing, etc. We could get a fist up and process, which the official does on this play. But we are going with a block, right? In this situation, I see. Probably best to avoid this interaction with the coach en route, right? Right, get to our reporting area here, and then, I mean, what's going to happen next? Always when we're working a game, we want to know what's going to happen next. Are we going to have an opportunity to explain this call to this coach? If we are staying tableside, yes, we are. NFHS mechanics, we're staying tableside here, and we would have the opportunity to explain what we saw on the play to the coach as needed. But we're not a fan of the interaction with the coach en route to reporting, right? Right, so a block charge play as lead, tough predicament. In my judgment, we got the call incorrect. A lot of variables on the play, a lot of things to think about, right? As a lead in this position, this is our call. We are the primary official on this call. but we do have a crewmate who may be in a better position. And if I'm in a weak position and I hold my whistle for a beat, maybe an official with better position could come in. And in the absence of them coming in, all right, now I will come in and I will put the whistle on the play and I will go with what I saw. What I saw was this was a block. We're going to score the goal, etc. So those are my takeaways on that play. It's a good play. We're always analyzing our block charge plays, and almost always we want to anticipate, are we officiating that defender on the play? Did we see them get into position? Do we have an open look on the play? And in the end, did we get the call right? And what may have led to us potentially not getting a call right? I'm going to put that there. I'm going to go here. Everybody's going to have an opinion on this play. Oh, crap. All right. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Awesome. A variable on the play from Michael. It's an RA play, right? In Minnesota varsity games, they have an RA. It's not visible here on the court, is it? It is. Man, I missed that, Michael. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go here. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. An RA play. Excellent. I can work with that. All right. So this play from Michael in Minnesota is a situation where in Minnesota they have a restricted area for varsity games. So outside of National Federation of High School Basketball rules, there is a restricted area. There are restricted area rules. A player cannot establish legal guarding position in the restricted area. And that appears to be what the official ruled on this play. This is a block due to restricted area. Now, this brings about all sorts of things, which you collegiate officials are very familiar with about working as three-person system with a restricted area. This is a situation where other officials can provide information. So if we look in the end here, we can see our restricted area, right? If we look here, if we draw a line from the camera to this edge of white, we can see the restricted area mark right here. And we can make a judgment then about whether the player was in the restricted area or not, right? From this camera angle, our restricted area edge would be right here. So our defender is clearly outside of the restricted area, and this would not be a restricted area play. And if we were working three-person mechanics and our lead official said this is a restricted area play, this is a block due to the restricted area, the outside officials would have the ability to come in and say, partner, his feet were outside, right? And provide information, and then the call would then be based on the merits of the play. And in NCAA women, if we have a restricted area play, we would have the block on the play, and then we would point at the restricted area to indicate the reason for the block, which would otherwise rise to the level of a charge, is that the restricted area was in play, and therefore it is a block by rule. So that's a little different. Thank you, Michael, for clarifying that. So, Michael, are you the calling official on this play? Let me know in the chat. This is a great play to pregame. Yes. Yes. What? What? That's how I report 20. That's something the kids would do, right? I think Eric's commenting on the previous play. Let's see. Dave, they were outside the restricted area. All right. So Scott says in Michigan, they're going to go away, right? Understanding what happens next is really key. Agree, Tommy. Agree on that. I'm trying to see. Oh, okay. All right. So Michael, did you right? So this you know, I know this is really outside the purview of high school, but in collegiate officiating, we get RA plays, and we have a responsibility of the primary official to officiate from the floor up, right? And if restricted area is the call, to indicate restricted area as the reason for the call. So the calling official would say that is a block and point at the restricted area, saying the reason is it a block is it is a play that would otherwise rise to the level of a charge, but since the player, their guarding position was established inside the arc, they do not have legal guarding position, therefore it is a block by rule, and we point, and then the outside officials can come with information, say, you know, that they were definitely outside, or if we had a charge by the lead, they can say that the player had a foot on the arc, in the arc, above the arc, and therefore it is a restricted area block, and we need to change the play, right? So Michael was the center on this play. And I'm sure he had an opinion about the play, but the lead in ruling this a block and not indicating restricted area block gives the outside official no avenue to make a correction, right? So that puts you in a spot. And I guess a question would be, I do not see on this play, did we have a double whistle on this play? Okay. All right. That is that. And with that, let's move on to our next play. All right. So this is a play with there is a backcourt call that is ruled on the play, and that is potentially correct, incorrect. But this is really an analyze your game video play, right? We're analyzing all of the things in our game, right? So let's take a look from that perspective on this play, right? Our trail has the on-ball matchup in this situation, right? Trail has on-ball matchup. Let's do this. Let's do this. So our trail is officiating this action. Our center is enamored with the ball here and is also officiating this action, right? We are attracted to the ball. The ball is interesting. What's going on with the ball handler, etc. But in this situation, our trail official should be officiating the next wave of defenders on this play. Is this player here going to double team and trap? Is this player going to do the same, right? Step up here, etc. We need to officiate across the court and find the next defender on the play. Right? Now, the ball does tend to come towards the official, right? We'd want to be aware of this action, but it is being officiated by the trail in this instance. What I would want is our center official to be moved up to here to be able to see through this on-ball action or this off-ball action here, but definitely be further up the court. Right? In the end, we have a backcourt ruling, right? What is the status of this player? What is the status of the ball in this instance? If this player has, whoops. In the backcourt. This player would have backcourt status. The ball has yet to achieve frontcourt status on this play. Subsequently, the player dribbles in the backcourt and therefore maintains backcourt status. There should be no backcourt violation on this play. But this is a situation where our official has ended up in a position where they are officiating down and they are looking in the well, as I like to say, and this is not a strong position to officiate from. Oh boy, oh boy. We are struggling here. I've lost my way. Hey. Pardon me. Randy has her foot on the line, making her status still backcourt. Did they mess up the rotation, right? So the other thing to be aware of here, yes, you're right. When we analyze our game video, right, we are a new official, let's say. We're analyzing our game video. And we always want to know what's going to happen next. So on that Minnesota clip where the official was going to report the foul, right, if they are going opposite, they may engage with the coach in that moment. Or if they are going to stay tableside, they would not, etc. Knowing what is going to happen next. So in this instance where we have a backcourt violation ruled on the center's side of the court, who should handle the resulting throw-in? When it's so close to the division line, right, by rule, if we have a backcourt violation, it is a front court throw-in. And as Randy correctly points out, the center should actually administer the front court throw-in, not the trail, but our crew moves in a fashion so that it is smooth, and we would be the only ones who know, and maybe some people would disagree about this, but the lead should slide over on this, and the center should have administered on the play. Good point. Dave Craig says, no, call incorrect. Stages on the court can be fun. Okay. New trail. Mike saying the trail should have had a better look on the play as it went towards the center on that. Right. So many here would agree that we've gotten this call incorrect. So if we were analyzing our game video, I was in the game. I put a call in the game. In the end, the call was incorrect. What are the reasons for that? Right? In this instance, I'd say, okay, I've identified the fact that I was observing a play I should not have been observing. I wasn't anticipating the next play, which were the players I should have been officiating, and I was surprised by the play. In addition, I'd say if I find myself in a play where I am looking down, I'm often inaccurate. How can I avoid the situation where plays occur in front of me and I'm looking down? By improving my position. In order to improve my position here, I would have to anticipate better and show better fundamentals in transition. I've recognized that. Okay, I go out and do my next game. I have a transition play, and now I'm thinking about doing those things. Avoid that play. That's not yours. Officiate the players you're supposed to officiate. Put yourself in a position. Anticipate what's going to happen next, and we're better off for it. That's what we are. Pirates fan in the house. Scott says, do we have 3 points across in front court to be a violation? No. No, we do not. 3 points only refers to a dribbler moving from back court to front court, not a player who's not a dribbler, right? When this player caught the ball, they were not a dribbler, and 3 points is not at all a factor. Danny Last, excellent. Excellent. I agree with that. That's much better in two-person for the calling official to handle this front court throw-in, which by rule, they are not by rule, by mechanic, they would, since it's a front court throw-in on their sideline. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Okay. there you have it. So this is our second play where it's the purpose of the play is really just to focus on our positioning. Ultimately, there's a call to be evaluated, but our positioning as a crew, habits and fundamentals. Were we officiating the correct thing? Were we looking at the right thing at the right time to make the right call, etc.? How could we improve? Right? Anytime we watch our game video, there's always things to improve upon. And so that's a great clip that helps us with that. But now let's move on to our next clip. That all right. Crazy town. Let's see. Right, so we have a situation where obviously, I don't know the context of this clip, but obviously it is an end of game scenario, right? Tensions are high, full court press, etc. There's a throw in, something happens on this throw in. What do we have? Did the defender touch the ball? If they did, was that a legal touching of the ball? What are the things that we think about when we analyze plays on throw-ins? One of the things we always like to counsel is there are a million things that can happen during a throw-in. If we focus on what is illegal and not what is unusual or what gives me pause, what do I know is illegal, then and not react to something that occurs, but rather allow a moment to process what has occurred, waiting for did something illegal happen on this play, right? Then we're in a better position to adjudicate a play such as this. Now let's look at all of the things here on the play. Let's start here. We would appear to have a player who has the ability to move on the end line. And the player has the ability to move. They are the thrower. We know that they have some rules and restrictions regarding them. The defender on this play has rules and restrictions that they have to conform to as well on the play. Let's move forward. And our player suffers a momentary loss of control of the ball. Where is the ball? Where is it in space? Is it over out of bounds? Is it over the court? What does that, is that any sort of factor on the play in terms of the restrictions on the defender? The defender could not contact the ball if they violated the throw-in plane to do so. But if the ball is on the other side of the plane, there is no restriction about their ability to contact the basketball, right? If they reach through the boundary plane and contact the ball, then I know what we have. But in the absence of that, it would appear to be a legal play. It's also a question of whether the defender even touched the ball on this play. It's possible that they did, but would that touching rise to the level of a violation or not? If the defender touched the ball and then it was subsequently, if they did touch the ball and it was subsequently caught by the thrower, what would we have in that instance, right? The ball had been released by the thrower, contacted by the defender, knocked, and the thrower then contacts the basketball. That would be an out of bounds violation by rule. But in the end, we have a throw-in pass released. We obviously have an explosion of energy from the defensive coach on this play. And the bench and the supporters. Wow, not a lot of room on that sideline. I like the discreet hold by the defender here. He's like holding his hand. Ay, ay, ay. What a play. What a play. Right? So a great play to look at, and remember, waiting for illegal during throw-ins. We're going to see unusual activity, things I never thought I'd see, a surprise, etc. But we're waiting for illegal in order for a whistle to be blown on the play. That's our show motto. I will take all blame, Jacob. I will take all blame. Ay, ay, ay. It happens. It happens. Curtis has out of bounds. Dave says, did White touch the ball? Mike says, I don't believe White touched it. Randy makes the true statement. If White touched the ball, it is an out of bounds violation on Black. If no touch by White, play on. I'm assuming that this is a collegiate game. Should I assume that? Oh boy, what a play. Imagine that play happening in your game. Obviously, it's, or in your playoff game or in your state final game, right? Super tense moment of the game. One that's going to be play that's going to be talked about subsequently. All right, so let's take a look at that, whether White touched the basketball. So there is a change of direction in the ball, but Black is bad. Their hand is moving in a backwards direction. High certainty. The way that the ball moves would appear, I don't know. I cannot say definitively from this angle that White touched the basketball. Yeah. So I'd say it's not definitive. That'd be great. It'd be great to see another angle on this play. Mike, I can. It was on Twitter. I'll send you the Twitter link. Dave says White coach is on the floor during the entire play. Yeah. Yeah. Tough call, but at the end of the game, what do we want? We want certainty. We want high certainty on a call. If White did not touch this ball and we rule an out of bounds violation on this play, we have severely disadvantaged Black. And if the opposite is true as well. But, you know, we have to know what happened on the play. I wonder what the context is here. All right. Do I have another play? I might be out of plays. Yeah, I am. So I go here where I've called this scene out of plays. Nice, nice. All right. I am here. I am here. All right. Let me do this. Hey, thanks for joining us today for 5 Play Friday. If you find this valuable content as a basketball official, be a great time to do all of the things. Make sure that you hit like, subscribe, and notify so you don't miss out on any of our new video content. Allow me to thank those who fuel our broadcast, our tremendous show supporters: Paul Figlia, Scott Calvin, Kevin Cochran, JJ Jemison, and Ted Haeder. Much appreciated and much love. You want to support the show? There'll be a link down in the show notes below and a link above. Tremendous. We have additional video content available for you here. I have personally selected this video. YouTube has selected this video. You select your video. We'll see you in the next one. Take care. Thanks, Gary. Thanks. Appreciate everybody submitting the clips. If you want to submit clips, abetterofficial.com/submit plays. Pretty big. I am pretty big in this video. How about that? Well, so Phil, if we look at the play, Phil's saying the ball went backwards. It had to have touched White. We're going to use, our brain is going to say, well, this happened, then this happened afterwards, so this must have happened. But if we notice, our player in black does propel the ball in this direction. Let's see. Right, the left hand of the player in black does move back. That would cause the ball to move in that direction. Did that hand move at the same speed, or? But it could be a situation where our brain wants to put 2 and 2 together. Right, the ball accelerated faster than the black player's hands moved. Therefore, it must be caused by White, etc. Tough play. Tough play. Scott says, eyes of the lead are not on this throw-in. We do have that competitive matchup off ball. Wow, I didn't see that. Let's take a look. He is watching off ball. Good point, good catch. Makes it an unofficiated action. Tough as lead in this situation. High intensity, full court press. There's action right in front of you as lead. That's a good catch. Yes, I agree, Mike. I agree. Let's do something like this. Let's go here. Go desktop. I'm working on it. Let's see. Let's see what I have coming in. How about this? Oh, what's that? See, I got to learn how to bring things in to the scenes. I haven't figured that out yet. Gus, Oliver, job one. Let's make that happen. Don't know how to manipulate that. If I bring it in, let's see. I want to do that. I haven't figured out how to bring things on, look at the rule, etc. Still working on that. Still working on that. I will pass those that along. But Billy Mack likes the fact that our team has added the ability to do stuff. Woo! How about this? But I have to. My problem, it's a interesting tech situation. My problem is if I'm in this Telecaster app, I can't stop the video until I turn the Telecaster app off. Then I can go back and say, you know, this, that, and the other thing. Let's see. So if I go here, and I go here, and I go, boy, I don't see White touch the ball. And which way is White's hands moving? Could have bounced off a fingertip. Yeah, I don't think White touched it. That's mine. That's my opinion. All right, Scott, have a great one. I'm going to say goodbye as well. I hope everybody has a great game tonight. If you've got a game, let's go here. Yeah, if you've got a game tonight, it's obviously going to be a big one. Bring all your skills to bear on the game. You know, we cultivate our skills throughout our career, obviously, throughout the off season, throughout the preseason, throughout the league season, etc. And you know, obviously, we want to sharpen our saw and get best able to execute when at the most important times, when it's, you know, life or death in a figurative basketball sense for the teams involved. Somebody's going to move on. Somebody's season is over. We want to be at our best, do right for the game in those situations. If you've got one of those tonight, tomorrow, coming in the next week, I wish you all the best. Do what's best for the game. Lead your crew and make it happen on the court. And with that, I will say goodbye to everyone. Have a great one. Thanks for submitting plays today, and make it a great day. Take care.